Here comes the nasty gram.
Send a priest to save my soul, forget it.
Welcome back to the Nastagram RPG podcast. This is Empire's End.
Hi, this is Dean. I'm playing Lieutenant Commander Victor Argus, Operations Officer or Ops.
Hey, I'm John, and I play Lieutenant Commander Poro Randar, callsign Metalhead, Commander of the Air Group or CAG.
Hey everybody, I'm Matt. I play Gaius Loctus Vilfug, and I am the Medical and Personnel Officer, or MED.
Hey everyone, this is Dan. I play Lieutenant Junior Grade Nero Orn, Communications and Intelligence Officer, or COIN.
And I'm Josh, and I'll be your Game Master. This is Episode 18, Alamo.
All these hungry, angry mouths, forget it.
System Command. Set message delivery for 20-day delay. Send message on negative response from Imperial Designation Number 7065T11. Begin recording. Adarius, if you're getting this message, that means I've likely been killed. Somehow, despite being stationed on an Imperial space station with their communications and intel, I've ended up in a pitched battle on a backwater planet in the Virax system. I've withheld these details before because it was best for you and the family to not know where I was, in case they ever came looking for me. In the event that I have been killed, I'm hoping you can trade this information for some of the bounty on my head. I'm watching the sunrise now. All I can see is dense forest stretched out to the horizons. We were shot down by the FCF, led by a rebel operative named Sela Lavar. If you ever come across her, shoot her for me. She's relentless. She has tracked us to this little village, Kita. She has us pinned down. But my commander, well, it's men like him that have made the Empire so strong. They are finely tuned and cunning when it comes to using every advantage that presents itself, even, such as now, the culture of these people. So now they fight among themselves to protect us. I'm thankful for his leadership.
Do you think you guys are all going to get back to Reiko?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you guys think you are all going to get back to Reiko alive?
Yes.
I have doubts.
The PCs, no question, we got this.
Oh, so you're just going to throw away the lives?
Yeah, we have plot armor.
Okay.
It's fine.
I have doubts.
The important characters, no question.
Would it change your opinion if you knew that I was holding here in my hands Star Wars Rules of Engagement, the Rebel Spec Force Handbook?
You know, not if you want to fucking miser the character points. I'd feel a little bit better about it.
Well, let's talk about character points. We just did a little bonus recording of some recaps. So if you did a recap, give yourself a character point.
Thank you, Jesus.
Ooh, back to double digits.
How you guys, where are you at on those?
6.
Miser them.
I'm all the way up to 5.
All the way up to 5.
It goes to 10 for me.
All right.
Think
Back
of how
at
many
10.
he used.
John and Matt are double digits. Well,
Do you have like a lending process for those?
yeah, but
Your credit's good here, sir.
You don't want to know about the interest rate.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty high.
Makes Jabba the Hutt look like a nonprofit. You know what's fucking wild? These characters have been down on Virax for just under 48 hours.
Yep.
Feels like a long fucking time, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Feels like an eternity.
Feels like a minute. 4 fucking episodes. I mean, 5 episodes, including the actual meeting with Governor. It's been 4 episodes since the shoot down.
I mean, if there's role players that can drag out a couple of days, that's us.
Yep.
Nice,
True.
Johnny.
Very
character
true.
point.
I
That's a character point.
I didn't think. Take a character point.
All right.
I didn't think it was going to last this long, but I've been enjoying your stay. Have you guys?
For sure.
It's been pleasant.
It's been
We had a little bit of
great
snackage,
fruit.
you know? Yeah.
You know, nice fresh fruit. It's
What I like,
lovely.
what I specifically like about it is I've completely built this character for this purpose, where I've spent half of the arc.
I just keep thinking back to nobody picked Captain Cass. No. So you guys remember where we left off? You are in the Kaleri village of Kita. Been
We call
there.
this the Kaleri Alamo.
The Kaleri Alamo. Remember Kita.
So remind me what happened at the Alamo?
Mr. Massacre.
Fun stuff.
Speaking of getting out alive?
Here's a massacre.
Okay, all right. Just tracking.
And you had just sent a transmission. The decision was made. You had kind of a few options. You decided the best bet was to use what assets you had to hold here instead of trying to drag around a casualty, get in the woods, or try to send someone to the bigger town and send a transmission. To send out a transmission you know was going to be picked up by friend and foe alike, and hope that rescue arrived in time. So you sent your coordinates, you sent a few critical pieces of information, and you got confirmation from Cass that they were en route. The coded ETA broke down to somewhere in the vicinity of 12 minutes, and a voice came over the comm, familiar voice of Sel Lavar, that we will be there much sooner than that. So Kita, remember this village of these Kaleri, sits in this tight little jungle valley. This stream runs through the center, winds through a scattered couple handfuls of these interwoven things the Kaleri call dens. These massive trees built with platforms among them, tunnels that pass through, caves that dig into the walls. From the center of this, the valley rises up steeply, no more at the very most 50 meters side to side, and at the longest run 100 meters to the ends of the valley on each side, where the walls tighten back around this stream. With your limited presence here, you have the four of you, plus the two Marines, the two pilots, one of whom is still fairly incapacitated, and 11 Kaleri combatants. There are others that can fight, but with no long-range weapons. They are protecting however many other families that you have not seen all of yet, back deeper in the dens. And those 11 are Jevon, the elder, who offered you Mentali, Onasi, who found you first out by your little campsite, as well as his sister, who has some mixed feelings, to say the least, about you, Alicia, and 8 others. Message was sent. It is just around dawn. You are mostly down towards the center of this valley. There's only a couple options. One main option where it's open enough to function as a LZ, probably not even to bring a craft down into, but at least for someone to drop and or extract out of, as you've seen some of these planetary craft be capable of. So there you are. You're huddled in amongst some of the ground and lower level dens in good cover, but essentially having given up some of the perimeter for the sake of consolidation. You have transferred the information that the perimeter is expected to be hostile. You did mark some of those areas with IR strobes that you're hoping the pilots can see. Whether or not they'll be able to see individual targets is tough to say, but it will be challenging to say the least. You have some other abilities to mark that LZ with a flare. And the message has been sent out, the response received, and it is very, very quiet. Now, I know that specifically, Doc, you are pretty close to Slimu, who is down and sticks the other pilot with you. You are actually inside one of these buildings built into the side of the tree that you first entered. The rest of you, are you in the same room, close by, outside in cover, in another? I mean, don't have to, obviously we didn't throw out a map or anything, but how consolidated are you guys? I'm asking for a friend that's highly explosive.
I think we wanted to remain within audio communication. So that we could all talk amongst one another.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So you're all within.
Not enough of us to spread out.
Yep. And you have the Kaleri are spread out to the sides above. There are a couple that were kind of in observation post a little further off. And the seconds tick by painfully slowly. All of you, or maybe a couple of you, have working chronometers that that Orn probably got back ticking, and you're counting down this estimated 12 minutes. After just a few of those minutes have gone by, the first blaster shot rings out. You hear them from a couple directions now. They're a bit further away. They're up the valley sides. You expect the OPs or so. And they stop.
10 minutes, Victor.
That's the way we're going to run this. It's going to be a little bit of time. So I'm going to kind of describe how things are unfolding. And instead of going round by round, as it were, we're going to kind of do this in sets. And there's going to be some key points for you guys to make some decisions if your asses are going to get out of here alive. After these first few shots rings out, some silence, you see a bit of movement. One of you picks up one of your Kaleri scouts moving swiftly from cover down the hillside. A few shots ringing out from the perimeter, out of sight, back behind him, impacting into the floor. He seems to get down back to a covered spot. The other Kaleri that was out there does not. Things are quiet again for a moment, and then you hear a soft hum. Most of you recognize it pretty quickly as some sort of repulsor motor. Small. And to the end of the valley you entered, you see a shape moving directly over the stream. As you see that, you also start to pick out a few shapes moving down the slope opposite you, and perhaps a few moving in the trees above. Blasters start ringing out on both sides. You know your personal ammo is quite limited. So, John.
Yep.
I'm going to let you, as the tactics roller,
Yeah.
basically decide how much counter battery fire you want to throw out there as they are closing into what is going to be the prime engagement range.
Yep.
So essentially, you give me, basically tell me how much of your shots you want to put out. Give a percentage, give it whatever. I'm going to tell you a certain number of dice to roll based off that.
Yep.
And instead of doing shot by shot, and this is also going to kind of control for some of your fellows.
Okay.
Anybody else that is shooting is going to make basically everybody's going to make a blaster roll modified by some number of dice. This is going to kind of potentially cut down some of these forces coming in.
But this is just long range.
Yep.
Not really suppressing fire, but
so
covering fire.
You're going to pick two objectives too.
Mm-hmm.
To try to slow, all right, to try to pin them, or to try to pick well-aimed shots and drop them. So you're either going to buy time or potentially thin your opposing force.
Yep. I think at this point, the more time they're out there, the better. So definitely going to try to pin them down.
Okay.
In terms of shots, maybe 25%.
25%.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, if I may, I think what we want to do is keep them pinned and or slowed as long as possible. Therefore, keeping them from getting too close to us and giving our, if any, air support an opportunity to take them the fuck out.
Yeah, the more they're away from us, the better.
Yep.
Okay. Everybody give me, anybody that is participating in this shooting, take off 25% of your ammo, round that number up.
I am not participating in this.
And roll your blaster, your appropriate blaster skill, blaster or blaster rifle, plus 2 dice.
Not at long range, not with only 3 shots.
Only 3. The 2 Marines are participating.
So add 2 dice to your blaster shot and make.
And just give me
make one roll.
Give me one roll. And
before anybody throws dice, is command presence an option here?
Yes. Tell me how you want to employ that.
By walking up and down the lines and trying to orientate people's shots.
Okay. Give me a command roll,
Okay.
and we're going to do the same thing. DC 15. We'll add 1 die to this. What we're going to do, we're going to total all of these together,
Okay.
and it's thresholds of 10 for
Yep.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
for
To go
hits,
from
basically.
one hit, to another.
Matt, I don't think you have a rifle, do you?
No, I got blaster pistol.
All right, so this is going to kind of be out of your effective range.
The command roll was a 20.
Okay, so add another 2 dice to that. There's going to be a lot of math, but this is basically just kind of an arbitrary total number of
Correct.
of this
It's
this phase of the
Combat
battle.
effectiveness.
Yep.
Wowza.
25.
30 on the mark.
Okay. 25 from Randar, 30 from Orn, 27 from the sergeant, 20 from the private, and from the Kaleri, 29. So, quick math, which will in no way be expedited by the power of editing.
Surprised you're not wearing like a rebel hat on or.
Oh, yeah. I didn't bring my appropriate
Character killing attire.
I do have something in my possession, which none of you have realized yet. Particularly one of you. Anyway, you total 13 successes. All right? So that is going to be split between kind of time and also hitting some casualties. So they start to move down. There's Shaylins moving up through the tree line, kind of over the top of you. And then most of the Kaleri are coming down one side of the slope. You direct the fire very effectively, Randar, in a tactical sense, kind of giving the general instructions, her like echoing up and down the line, and then Argus moving up, words of encouragement, pointing out spots. And this certainly looks like the beginning of the Alamo. These waves kind of come on, and every time one seems to step out of cover, he's harried by well-placed blaster shots. You hear some cries of pain, definite drops of bodies, weapons scattering, trees sparking and branches flying through the air. And it's minutes that you delay this force moving through. What ends this time buying is not so much them getting closer, but this repulsor sled that's moving along over the stream up the valley comes into full view as it rounds a bend and clears a large tree. And on the top of it is a V-shaped shield with a notch cut out. And in the center, a heavy repeating blaster starts ripping shots into the center of the den. At the same time, you see one of the Kaleri kind of calling out excitedly about a hit from the side. He is knocked dead. A blaster shot strikes him in the head. Everybody give me a perception roll.
Straight perception?
Yep.
Maybe less Alamo, more Baston.
Yeah, can I like go on the record and say I hate the analogy of the Alamo? There are some implications that I'd like to avoid.
That's an 8 with a 1 on the wild die.
I see nothing. I rolled 3 ones.
Wow. I got a grand total of...
Actually, for anybody that has tactics or blaster over 4 dice, add another die to that.
4 or over?
An
or over
exploding
4
die. 4
Oh,
or over.
Really?
Yep.
Blaster, not blaster
Like
rifle.
Either.
I got a 6 now with the 1 on the wild
Total.
die.
Okay.
Yeah.
21
Okay.
for Argus.
13 with a 1 on the wild die.
15 for Nero.
Nero, you know this shot came not from any of the approaches that you guys have been focusing on. And not like you've been blindsided everywhere else, you've been looking around, but there's been no signs of movement basically from the other side of the slope.
Got it.
Argus, this was a sniper shot.
Okay.
Couple telltales of the bolt itself, and an indication of
Indication of range.
range. You assume from the the top of the perimeter.
Which is how many meters?
To the side you think it came from, not that far. Just over 50 meters.
Okay.
Not incredible distance, but incredible precision.
Sure.
It was a blaster, not a slug thrower, right?
It was a blaster and had to be enhanced by a pretty high level scope to make the shot. Looking back the way it came from, the amount of cover in that area, pretty bad.
I say
At the same time, sorry, one more thing.
sure.
Orn, give me a comm check.
Let's see. 18.
The comlink communication frequencies are being jammed.
Got it. I probably don't have the hardware to fight it, right?
You don't?
Yep.
But you have enough to determine that it is close, probably within 100 meters. It's a small unit. Probably couldn't be vehicle mounted. Probably
Okay.
backpack sized.
Yep.
And you know the direction,
Okay.
which is in the same arc as the sniper shot came from.
I yell, sniper contact 147 50 meters on the ridge. And I point and scream it so everyone can hear it.
All right. So right now the situation is you guys have bought a lot of time. You're less than 4 minutes from the ETA of your rescue, your search and rescue inbound. You have a armored crew serve weapon approaching from one side. Across the other side of the valley, which was the main force, you have scored a lot of hits. They're still pinned at a pretty good range. You have a sniper from the other side, and communications are being jammed.
Nero immediately ducks down, probably right as he's actually yelling the command because he saw the shot.
And I'm making sure, Argus is also making sure that the Caleri know, because he might not know what I'm saying. I'm just pointing sniper, like just pointing that way.
And as I kind of duck down and I kind of turn my back to, the current actual firefight and look at you and I wave you to me.
I kind of slide over there on the floor,
Nero says, "Sir, there." I hold up my data pad and it shows like kind of a frequency bar that's like really looking kind of like staticky and shocked. They're jamming our signal. It's likely backpack held. That direction. I point back behind me.
All right. Does that mean their communications are jammed as well?
Yes.
We're gonna.
In that range.
Yeah. Could this jam a ship's communications?
Likely.
It probably wouldn't jam the ship transmitting, but they wouldn't pick up anything from here, and
Sure.
you wouldn't pick them up.
Right.
Okay.
I make that clarification. I
All
should
right.
find them.
You guys
sir.
are hunkered down. Doc, you're probably helping to relay in the Cleary language that you're quite proficient in at this point. Any of this information that's being passed, that sled is moving very slowly. You see that there's a couple figures on it, and it's kind of moving slowly. It can't really maneuver much except for kind of right up the stream bed. The Cleary at the far side, they're taking shots, and by that I mean the FCF. They're taking shots. They're advancing slowly, but as this crew serve sets up fire superiority, they are going to be able to start moving more unless you take action.
All right. I say, Orn, you're with me, and I tap to Caleri, and I just want them to come with me. I say, we're taking out that sniper. I say, Randar. I point to that.
We don't have any heavy weapons. Do you have any improvised explosives? I look around at the
I say, Anasi.
Caleri.
Yes.
I say, over here, and I point to Randar, and just get them together. to
Onasi,
talk.
do you have any grenades? Any kind of landmine? Anything like that?
You see his eyes flick over to Jevin, and Jevin he's hunkered down. The tree he's behind is half shredded.
Yeah.
Jevin gives one long, heavy nod. He says something like that. Yes.
So I grab Alicia, motherfucker.
Nice.
one other Clary and him. And I look at Randar and I go, 3.5 minutes. And I just head out. And we're gonna try to outmaneuver and outflank the sniper.
Okay. All right.
Oh boy.
The party.
I like it. Okay, so Doc is left
You'll be fine.
at the Alamo.
He better stay with these guys because they're gonna take wicked fire.
You're there at the base. Randar, you've got Onasi with you. He goes to get something from inside one of the dens. Nero, you're going with Argus.
And this
Plus
is Alicia and one other.
Alicia and one
And
other.
I'm just thinking it like Private Ryan. You know, they're all kind of doing little different things. Like, let's go this way. We're over here. You guys go over there.
Like I said, that sled is moving slow, but it basically kind of advances forward, stops, and then just thuds, rips into the side of a building, the side of a one of the trees.
Equivalent of a 50 cal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time it opens up, just duck instinctively.
Almost more. It's in between a 50 cal and like a cannon. So remember
20 Mike.
in Saving Private Ryan, that thing that
20 mil.
Yep.
opens up and does some fucking hellish work on some paratroopers.
Get some cover and put some fire on that weapon.
All right, so we're not going to do initiative. You guys are just going to basically tell me who's going what action, and I'm going to kind of treat this more as the enemies are going to, take moves in reaction to what you're doing. So who wants to
Sounds like
start
we're
off?
winning.
Me. I say to Alicia, I say, somebody who can move quietly. And then we're going to strike out. We're not going to try to rush. We're going to try to move with some stealth, but some
trickle through.
speed.
Yeah.
Try
Okay.
to get out there.
All right.
It's only 50 meters, that hilltop.
All right. In that case, why don't you guys give me some sneak rolls?
Yeah, sneak.
Anybody that wants to, I guess one of the things that you could have taken, the Kaleri clothes. They do have a bit of a they're naturally toned, but there's a electromagnetic element of the pigment which adjusts. So basically, if you grabbed any of the Kaleri cloaks that were offered, plus 1d
100%.
to your
Yeah.
snake,
let's
to your
go.
snake,
Ooh,
Hey, yo.
nice.
they're very tall.
plus 1d to your sneak.
Okay, sure. Yeah, we're striking now. We got
Yeah.
we got the Dances with Wolves clothes on. Let's fucking go.
Ooh, I like it. 25.
Okay. So this is going to be based on who gets the lowest.
What's sneak again?
Sneak is under
Or perception.
perception.
Goddamn right it is. Goddamn right.
Alicia disappears.
I'm gonna use a character point.
Okay.
Why?
You know the
First of all,
you know the whole like
what
thing
fuckery is this?
Did he steal
is
his die back?
something.
Did you steal it? That's what it is.
Put this sword through your
The
For our
speckled
listeners,
hens.
our DM has requisitioned the former.
I'm rolling over.
You do not know what has happened to your powerful die. I put it upon the GM's tower, facing up at the one position to drain its player power.
These many weeks that has been drained.
You've got the touch. All right, here we go. So I got plus 1 die to this shit. Come here. You have no power here, Gandalf Stormcrow. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Okay, that a sixer.
23.
23.
Hold on, he's still rolling.
26.
26.
Boom.
All right, 26.
Wait, did that just make me lowest?
Alicia got a 29.
I got 25.
God damn.
You expertly with these cloaks move off into the jungle, weaving through some underbrush, staying low. At times, actually, you note the Kaleri kind of cut through a couple of these dens and come out at different points. Alicia, you lose sight of her completely. The other Kaleri with you, you see him come out ahead and he stops and looks back, and you see for a second like his skin tone almost change, like almost be slightly illuminated for a moment, and then and you just see him grab his chest and drop out of sight into the foliage. John,
Yep.
what's happening your end?
Okay.
I go into the building we're at, and I say, Doc, you with me. We need to go take out that skimmer.
You need me.
You've
You're
handled
the
explosives
fighters,
before.
You need me. Medical.
Yes.
Fuck, okay.
In case we get blown to bits.
Well, yeah.
I go out and I grab Onasi, and he has like a satchel or whatever of what they could find.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to try to bring us down similarly in a stealthy but speedy way in the direction that skimmer is moving and find a spot where we can lay down explosives so that when it drives over it, obviously we can detonate them.
Okay. You actually see Onasi as he comes out. You see he has an open satchel, and you see him put a few of these. They almost look like cubes. It's almost like the look of it. You know,
Just a couple holocrons.
Picture a Rubik's cube, kind of. But if they almost look hollow, and then you see in each of the cells some kind of pale blue sliver. And he pushes them into the satchel. He has 3 of them, and he runs out to you.
We're gonna have to head down to the river and set these alongside, so they can't see that we've set them. So we need to be sneaky about this.
Good.
Do you have a way of detonating those?
Yes,
Good.
it will be a moment of time, or we can fire at them, but that is more difficult. They do not react strongly to those.
All right. Doc, you have a pistol?
Yeah.
Good.
Sure.
Sergeant Hurlick looks at you as you come back out. He takes a couple shots. You see he has a Cleary rifle.
Yep.
You see his dry next to him. One of the Cleary that went down, he has his weapon. And you see he has a bandolier from that Cleary. And you notice those energy cells as he moves them. It has that.
Same sliver.
Yep.
So these are probably power cells that they use for whatever
It
equipment.
doesn't look anything like any power cell you've ever seen.
Right.
The frame of it does,
Yeah.
but the source inside does not.
Okay.
Sergeant Hurlick says, Commander! What?
Sergeant, we're going to go down to the stream, try to set up a improvised explosive. See if we can take out that skimmer.
All right.
You make it look like we're still up here, setting down a lot of fire. Do what you can.
We'll try to draw some attention from that thing.
We'll be back. 3 minutes. I look at my chronometer. More like 2:45.
Roger. All right. You guys move out and give me a sneak check. Same thing.
Yep.
If you got
Yeah, definitely have a
Cleary gear on, plus 1D to your sneak.
1D.
I guess I'll take the Cleary gear because, I don't
You're
want to
gonna
die.
need it.
Team counter sniper.
Tactics check to see if I can
Jesus.
zero in on that shot a little better.
That's what I was going to give you. Yeah, actually, instead of perception, if your tactics is higher than your whatever your spot or search would be, plus 1 die, roll
Sure.
your tactics instead.
Let me know if I can get another comms check at some point to maybe get a better pinpoint on how close they may be.
You can take that instead if you want.
Yep. Okay.
Tactics.
Okay.
Question.
I got an 18 with a 1 on the wild die. Spend a character point.
Okay.
I got a 19.
Sneaky motherfucker.
Well, you know what they say.
Hmm.
You don't have to be the fastest swimmer to get ahead of the shark. Just faster than the guy you're next
next
to. All right. It's the 2 of you and Onasi going, right?
Yep.
20 total on my comms check.
All right. You have it narrowed down to about a 10-degree arc ahead of you. Mm-hmm. You think it's probably just over the top of the ridgeline.
Okay.
And you do not think it's from the same exact point that the sniper shots came from. Kind of in a similar arc, but not the same spot.
I did not roll great. I'm afraid I have a 7, 10, 12 tactics check
Okay.
on that shot.
Don't have a lot more info. It kind of confirmed.
Came
All right.
quick, too.
It's still kind of from that same spot. I'll tell you that you think that, judging from where your Cleary friend was moving, where he got hit from, you think that the sniper probably had a bead on him for a bit.
I see.
You think whatever kind of scope this is probably takes some time. It's probably like computer enhanced.
Sure.
So it takes a little bit of time to run more than just like a magnified.
Computer enhanced. Okay. I'm going to try to catch up to Orn.
Okay.
You see me like with I've got my back to a tree that's obviously, in line with where we know the sniper fire to be coming from. And he's kind of kind of hitting his data pad in a couple of different ways, waiting, like looking at it. And then he looks up at you and he points kind of over his shoulder, kind of diagonally from where the sniper fire is
I know.
to the ridgeline.
I lean in close to you and I say, listen, He's using some kind of optic that uses computer enhancement.
Nero nods. He needs to train a bead on us.
Indeed, and it takes time. If only we had some kind of EMP.
Do we have one?
Improvised? I shrug.
You're not sure what they have. Alicia is not within earshot of you.
Yeah.
Alicia's out there putting on an FCF armband. Just getting ready.
Tactically, what you realize, Dean, based off that roll too, is that you don't have maybe the weapon, but what you could do tactically, if somebody exposes themselves
Sure.
and starts to get tracked on, it would take a while to readjust to someone else moving.
Okay. Understood. It might take him a while to acquire a target. That said, we could play peekaboo with multiple targets and try to confuse him, but if we guess wrong and he doesn't change targets, someone's going to die.
We stagger our movement then.
And we got to stay low. We might have to go a little slower than we wanted to. This guy doesn't miss.
We need to get to that radio cell as soon as possible, though. Those ships are incoming.
Let's keep moving.
John,
Yep.
with that one
Yeah.
on your sneak, you guys are moving up, and you wisely select a route along the side of the stream that you and behind you, Doc, are moving down.
Not too
and-
close. I won't be too close to that one.
And it does provide you great concealment, but what that one is going to be is a couple guys on the other side of the valley. You kind of aren't focused on there, and you expose yourself, so they're going to take a couple shots at you.
Okay. Do I roll dodge or just gonna roll cover?
I will let you roll your cover.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you 2D cover, plus the difficulty at the range that they're shooting you is 11.
Okay, so 2D plus 11.
Yep.
Decide
No
your
wild die?
fate.
Yeah, I'll give you a wild die.
Look at
The
that.
fates.
Look at that.
Spicy.
Is this a good thing? Okay, not at average. 7. So 18.
18. All right. 12 and 16.
You.
So you
Close.
get 2 shots, and they both blast into this log that you're kind of moving along the side of, but you realize you're up along top of it. You look across. You see a couple of the Cleary send shots in that direction.
Oh shit, right side.
And kind of try to reorient yourselves. You're continuing to advance forward. Once you and Doc give me you can either make another sneak, or if you want to make a run to get close and bound to cover, your choice. One is going to get this done quicker, but with more risk.
Right. I think time is of an essence.
I'll follow your lead.
So I look at the incoming rounds and say, we need to make a break for it. We don't have time to sneak around these bushes. 3, 2, 1. I run.
All right. Give me a run, boys.
Nice.
Strength?
Can you outrun a blaster?
Running is...
Your mother
Oh
would
no,
be
it is
be
dexterity.
very upset if she saw you do that, sir.
I thought you were my mother!
I'm disappointed in you. That's an 11. I gonna spend a
Can
character point.
can you squadron on me on this?
You can.
I'm gonna run out and then turn to the people firing at us and draw fire from them while the other 2 book it behind me.
Okay. I'm going to...
So I have to succeed, I guess.
Yep.
So we'll see. Ooh, 6 on the wild die.
Yo, daddy.
Otherwise, not great. Jeez, I can't roll for shit. I'm gonna spend a character point on this. Yeah, better, I guess. 14, 16 for run.
16. Okay. That's going to be a success. So that is going to be basically giving Onasi and Doc a bonus action.
Right.
Basically, they're getting there.
Yeah.
But you are, as part of your special ability there, exposing yourself to risk.
Yep. Extra 1D.
So you do briefly, at least, step into through the field of view of the repulsor mounted weapon,
Yeah.
That's
Cool.
and it fires.
Okay.
That's
So same thing here. I'll call it the same range, 11
Is there a
plus 2D
scale
of cover.
difference here?
Yep.
It's still personal scale.
Okay.
Just barely.
Very personal.
Very personal.
No fucking shit.
Can't roll for shit today. I mean, it's a little average. 17.
17.
Pretty
Yep.
good.
Okay.
Not bad.
It beat that.
Okay.
That's
But
bad.
here's what I'm going to say. It's going to go through the cover.
Okay.
So I'm going to let you roll for the tree.
Okay.
The
Strength.
The tree is going to soak up 4 dice of this.
Okay.
Oh my god.
All right?
He's giving
You're
the
going to
tree
soak the rest.
4?
Please.
Fingers
tree.
crossed that it's tree beard.
Please, tree.
Oh, that's a lot of dice.
It's a good roll, John.
Good roll.
Good roll.
19.
It's a lot.
19. Okay.
What do I have to soak?
You have to soak 15.
So I have blast armor. So it's +1 or just +1d?
Oh, 15 got through.
This is going to, I'm going to actually call this physical damage because a lot of it is the shrapnel. So I'll give you the full D.
Ooh.
Oh,
D.
Tell me more.
By the way, that's 8 dice of damage.
He's trying to kill us.
E-Web.
Yep.
That's 8. How much is it?
15 total.
15 total?
Yep.
9, 10. I guess I'll take 5.
Take 5. All right. You're wounded.
Cool. -1 to...
-1, and you get knocked down. Fortunately, that
John-
just puts you in better cover.
Yeah.
FYI, soak is one you can actually spend more character dice on.
5.
You can spend up to 5.
all
And
right,
being wounded
I'll
is a big
spend
deal.
one more.
Sucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't tell
I got-
tell him what to do.
I got a 5 on that,
Make that 0.
Suck it, DM.
so 0.
All right, 0. You're still stunned.
Yep.
But that is
okay.
that is only 1d
One
for
round.
this round and next round.
Yep.
Okay. But put a little check mark because if your stuns ever equal
Right.
your strength, night.
That'll be fine if I'm sleeping in the middle of this fucking stream.
But I'm going to say by that action, Onasi and Doc get basically all the way up on the other side of this kind of big rocky outcropping from this sled. So Doc, you're there. You slam into the side of this, panting. Onasi slides in next to you, and you hear this thing just blasting away on the other side. Just
Awful.
you hear just trees ripping apart and shattering. You think you might hear like a grunt or a scream from Randar's direction, but you're not sure. So think about that.
Ah, yes. Ponder.
Back on the other side.
Nero turns to you and he says, I'm going to run. And I'm going to do a running action, not just a sneak action.
Okay.
So my first, the idea that we kind of left with was that we're going to stagger our movements.
Yep.
Shit, a grenade.
And so I'm going to run and then like dive for cover and then just wait until I see the other 2 of them move. And then after they've finished moving, I'll go again.
When he runs, I'm going to raise the rifle in the direction that I think the sniper might be and just see. I'm not going to aim. I'm just going to look, both eyes open. I'm not aiming, and I'm just looking. Rifle up that way, just kind of seeing if I can see anything, just for a couple of seconds.
Okay.
Once he breaks and he's about 5 meters going, my guess is he won't be looking at me, but I could be wrong.
All right.
Just want
Dan,
to try to spot him.
A running check?
give me a running check. Dean, I'm going to let you make a tactics check on that.
Okay. I have the tactics. I have the power! Okay, here we go.
I'm going to use a character point. I've got a 14 so far.
Don't forget about your special ability either.
Yeah.
It is by far the most open-ended one.
Yep.
You got to be creative with it.
Yep. It's also very powerful, so I'm just careful with it, you know.
Don't worry. I'll nerf it if I need to.
15 with my character point.
Jesus Christ. 26.
26.
26.
Okay. Nero runs,
I wait a second.
bolts,
and then
zigzags.
I'm running like a crocodile's after me.
You're looking, your eyes pan across. You have a pretty kind of close idea of where it might be. And you swear you see a shrub turn. And then you see the coloration change. And
Of
you
the shrub.
realize
Oh, that's cool.
what it is a much more high-speed version of what you're wearing. It's some sort of poncho, which is basically
Ghillie suit.
but
Active camo.
active camo.
Active camo, yeah.
Dope.
Think Predator almost. but you see it.
Okay.
And for a moment, you see a scope, and you see a shot ring out and impact exactly above where as Nero drops down.
Oof.
And you see a rock just erupt. You get splattered with shards of rock and dirt.
I try not
as you
to
fall
look at
to the
where the
ground.
shot goes, and I try not to look over there. I just keep my eyes on that shit.
Okay. You're keeping your eyes up there?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm just trying to watch.
Even
It's
looking
so creepy, right?
exactly
Yeah.
at it, once it stops moving,
You're like,
you're like, you know where it was, but it's indistinguishable. You know that the second you take your eyes off it,
okay,
it's going to be hard to pick back up.
got it. Is there anything I can look at around the area that could help me? Maybe I know he's going to move anyway, but any landmark, anything distinguishable outside of the location, an off-color leaf, anything of the sort, anything that I could try to use as a orientation point to turn my head back that way.
Yes.
Cool.
And you do remember a few of you are carrying flares.
Yes. How many meters am I from him?
You are probably less than 30 meters. It's close.
Even on a good day, I don't know if I can Tom Brady that shit.
No, it's like you shoot the flare.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a pop it and it fires in a direction.
okay.
It's, it's not perfectly precision because you're kind of just pointing at
You're
it and hitting
aimball.
the end.
Yeah.
But you definitely get in the area.
Oh wait.
Just an idea.
Oh wait.
Okay. Neither of you have seen Alicia since you guys started moving out in this direction. You saw her dip into cover and you lost her.
Okay.
I returned to cover.
Okay. Back on the other side.
Yep.
Continued sound of blaster fire coming back and forth across the valley. It looks like Hurlick is, you hear him shout several times. You hear him kind of rallying and pointing out to the clearer. It looks like they're still doing a pretty good job of slowing the advance of the clearer that are coming down the opposite side. And Randar, you hear one of your favorite sounds. You hear two TIE interceptors pass overhead. Not low, super low. You figure probably they're that first pass. Obviously, they would get here before any other craft, but it feels real good to know you have
Randar breathes out.
something above you.
Angels on her shoulders.
I always assume, obviously there's no sound in space anyway, but the TIE interceptors would have noise like the Stukas do, deliberately.
Yeah,
of course.
yeah,
Of course.
Definitely.
It's a terror weapon. All right, Randar, you're momentarily out of breath. You know that there's kind of rock and wood covering you.
Yep.
This tree that was in front of you is just gone, just splintered. You hear it kind of still falling, crashing to the jungle floor. Doc, you are behind this rocky outcropping with Onasi next to you. You see him pulling this cube thing out of this satchel. You look at it and you immediately realize it's some sort of power source that you haven't seen before. So file that for future reference.
Kill.
What are you guys doing?
I guess I'll look at Anasi and kind of with a slight tremor as that thing is fucking exploding trees around me. How does it work? Throw it? What?
I can set it to time and throw it.
Good.
Ready?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me. Point where if you can see over.
Do I see this thing? Or is it do I have to get up on this rock?
You'd have to poke your head up or over it or to the side of it.
The doctor is like that old, the high school quarterback, and he's just been given this mission in the fucking thing to hurl it because of his old career.
Always throw off the back foot.
Yeah. Laces out. All right. I'll fucking stick my precious dome out of cover to
So
see if
many
I can
years
see
of
this thing
medical
to let
school
Anasi
and-
know how long of a timer to set.
All
Okay.
that knowledge is on the rocks.
You poke your head up, and give me a sneak roll.
Fuck.
Meanwhile, John, what is Randar doing?
I brush off and kind of sit in cover, and I'm looking to where Well, at first I see them like getting ready to like he's about to like get up and poke his head out. I want to draw looks and fire away from him, especially the guys who fired us on our flank when we were moving down this river. So I'm gonna try to get up and do suppressing fire on them.
Okay.
Kind of back into cover wherever I can find it. Kind of kneel up, put the rifle on like a tree stump and do some suppressing fire.
All right. Give me a blaster roll. This
Yep.
is kind of just for the effectiveness
Yeah.
of it, and then roll another d6. That will be how many shots you take.
Okay.
So sometimes the dice really just want to tell a story. So I rolled a 15 with a 1 on the wild die.
15 with a 1 on the wild die. Okay. You poke your head up.
You ever see somebody drop a watermelon?
I'll spend a character point to not get fucking Gallaghered upon the rocks.
I hope the front row's wearing ponchos, brother.
And what'd you get, John?
25.
25.
Yep.
Okay. Highly, highly effective suppression.
Only 2 shots.
2 shots.
Yep.
What are you down to?
Like 8.
Okay.
Yep. And the rifle. That's on my pistol.
Not bad. All right, Matt, you poke your head up and over, and you heard this thing blast a few times. And as you look up and over, you kind of look out and you're kind of surprised for a second. You don't see it. And then you look down and you realize that it's literally right below you. This kind of rock drops steep off right into the stream, and it looks like this sled kind of is traversing to the side, trying to get a better shot at whatever it was just targeting, probably Randar. So he can't. You don't think Onasi can really throw it effectively from where he is. You'd have to drop it onto it from where you are.
Cool. Yeah.
So he looks up at you. He's holding it back. You see he's doing something with it.
I mean, this is what Doc does.
Yeah, that's
He throws
true.
explosives.
So your sneak was effective. It just I just
Doctor
put you in
/
a
revolutionary.
tricky situation.
Drops bombs on armored vehicles from
Fucking junk rat over here.
You look down. It's basically picture almost like a flat sled, but it's a good 4 or 5 feet wide, 8-9 feet long. The front of it is just kind of looks like an improvised metal shield that goes up. This heavy blaster is mounted behind it, and there are 2 Kaleri that are on the back of the sled, operating the weapon and the slow movement controls.
How far below me is it?
Half a dozen feet.
Meters there, buddy? We're in Star Wars.
2 meters.
I love the
2
idea
meters?
of blowing up people who tried to blow you up. It's getting me very excited.
Onasi looks up at you, eyes open, holding this thing.
Set
Josh
it
is
3 seconds.
Okay. He sets it. Do you want him to... Are you motioning for him to throw it to you?
I mean, yeah, I guess I'll like reach down and grab it.
Okay.
Like I'll bend down off of this
what you
rock.
call
And set it 3 seconds, and I'll put my hand out.
Hope your hands are still black.
Okay.
Don't have white guy hands. Have black guy hands right now. I need you to make this
Vilfug,
catch.
He's pretty white.
they're pretty pasty.
I mean,
All right. I'm assuming you don't
Pretty
have
sure I'm gonna fumble this
grenades as a skill, do you?
Grenades?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact.
as a matter of
I,
fact,
That's a sport we
I
used
do,
to do.
yeah,
back
that's
in-
no.
Saturdays were fencing, Sunday was grenade tossing.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to have you roll a straight dexterity roll for this. And
Awesome.
stand by.
Stand by.
What did you get on that?
Well, I gotta roll it first. They're fucking
Okay.
antsy.
What is that? What did you roll? What did
Just
you roll? What did you
looking
roll?
for that character death.
Like an Nancy Adams.
All right, so
Cute
that's a 10. I'm gonna spend a character point.
Wise.
Important.
All right, that's a
You can spend
that's
2.
a 12. So I'm gonna spend another character point.
I bet a 15 does it. But
That's
don't
a
take my word for
17
it.
total.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Cut back
2.
to the other side. So you guys have done a couple of these bounds. Argus, you have a pretty accurate idea of
Okay.
where the enemy is.
Okay.
You're pretty confident, having seen it and recognized the visual pattern, you will see if they move.
Okay.
And you're pretty sure you know the spot they are in.
Okay. It's only 50 meters from the start of this journey to where the sniper is. I understand that there's underbrush, etc. We're traveling.
You were
up
kind of going end around,
and
right?
sloping around.
Yeah,
Sure.
so you probably moved 50 meters already. So instead of like a straight line, you moved out around the side.
But I'm real quick. I'm guessing she could be pretty damn close at this point, based on she's moving like the wind, just flying around.
Alicia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we lost her. She's
You're not sure she was moving super fast, but
This is true.
but very well concealed. You all kind of began with the same sort of end around run.
Sure.
So where are you now? You are halfway up the slope. This sniper is, so just kind of look up to your right there towards the top of the slope, about 30 meters away. Dan, Nero knows that the jamming signal is coming from about the same distance from straight ahead of you, which is just over the edge of the slope.
Okay.
You heard the ties go overhead. What are you guys doing?
I'm going to. I ducked back down. I'm going to move 10 meters. Not. I'm not going to move 10 meters in what would be considered a predictable pattern if this guy's been watching us for a while. I'm going to go the other way. If that means I put a little distance between Orn and I, that's okay.
Okay.
Because I don't want to get shot. And when I do that, I'm going to try to rise up out of the cover and deploy the flare at that position that I think he's in. Or she.
Okay. All right. In the meantime, what are you doing, Orn? You lose sight of Argus. You'll see. You see him. You see him kind of break cover, move a different direction.
I say, watch for the flare.
I am going to run again,
Okay.
but I'm going to spend a character point and use my ability
Okay.
to say that Alicia is choosing to run at this moment too.
I
So
love
there
this.
are 2 targets.
All right.
So at least gives me some 50-50 odds that he's going to go for someone else.
All right. I like
He's-
that.
That's cool.
Okay.
There is a portion once you get higher up on the edge of the slope where there's not
A lot of
a
cover.
lot of cover.
Yep.
It's steep, so you don't have a lot of the tall growth, and then the stuff over the other edge is kind of going to overcome it. So you do have to kind of break through that ground. So suddenly you see as you push yourself up off the ground and start hauling up, you see Alicia's form bolting from your left, also moving forward.
Okay.
Are you moving towards the signal or
Yes.
towards? Okay.
The signal.
All right. Give me that run. Give me that run.
Glad I made it 50-50 odds. That's a 7 so far.
Ugh.
And
Strong.
I'll use...
Here's what I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Before you start spending
All
character
right.
points,
Yep.
Alicia got a 19.
Okay.
All right. This is to determine, which one of you is going to be moving quicker.
Sure.
And further.
It's her.
Yep.
I'm going to randomly determine what spot the sniper was kind of tracking back and forth
Sure.
on 2 spots.
And he's about to get a flare in his face.
So I'm going to say 1 to 3. He was oriented where Argus was somewhere in that vicinity. 4 to 6 towards where you were moving.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
2.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Before you take this shot with the flare, why don't you give me a dodge?
Sure.
With this kind of close range, this scope is probably
Ineffectual.
ineffective. Probably using a straight shot.
Got it. He's got fucking cantilevered sights. He just turns the fucking gun. A dodge roll, you say?
The dodge.
Sniper rifle, huh?
Effectively employed like a regular rifle
Yeah.
at this range.
Understood. But still, 5 dice minimum.
Yeah. I'm saying he's rolling 7 probably.
Damage?
No.
Oh, to hit.
Yeah.
Do I have a target number?
You do. And actually, I will let you add 1 die to this roll
Concealment.
for
Cloak.
a little bit of call that cloak kind of contributing to making you hard to target. Hard target.
They're not going to tell me my
Oh,
target.
I'm sorry. 22.
Okay.
That's doable.
It's doable. Especially when you're like a fucking king.
How'd that speckled head come out?
Awesome. 22.
22?
20 fucking 2.
Do you know who tie goes to?
I don't.
The shooter.
All right, then I'll just use the character point.
Okay. That's all you need. Okay. And then
Because my number's the to hit number.
Yeah.
Yep.
Got it.
Just give me a straight dex roll for that flares, unless you have like missile weapons or something.
I do not. Just
Okay.
dexterity.
Yeah. I'm gonna say 10 to be in a pretty tight spot. 10?
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah, Quintonic and
this is
roll.
what happens. Orn, Alicia, step up, sprint forward at about the same moment. Dan, Orn, you kind of slip as you get to the steepest part of it. So you kind of just, your legs kind of spin, you wily coyote for a moment, trying to
I
get
have
up.
that like sinking feeling in my stomach,
dead.
like I'm being targeted.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you, all you know is you lose sight of Alicia. She goes up and over the top, and you hear a shot, and your heart is just racing. And you finally get a hold of a hard like root, and you grab and you pull yourself up and over. And you kind of drop and roll, and as you come to a stop, you are elbow to thigh with a man who is kneeling down, compact on his back.
Whoa.
And he goes, "Whoa. The hell?"
I immediately grab from my.
Stab that
I
fucker.
try to like roll to my side and shoot him with my rifle.
Okay, this is going to be initiative roll between
Yep.
the two of you. So that's a perception.
Perception. Alicia just watch walk by afterwards.
Fucking giant sauerkraut eater. on your chest. Holy fuck.
15.
What a bad day. Should have ate more than the lentil
Roll
soup.
again. It's a
Okay.
tie. And you know what? No, it's a tie. You guys are going to go at the exact same time.
Perfect.
You are. What were you say you're
Fucking
trying to do?
double KO.
I have my blaster rifle in one hand probably
Yeah.
because I used to grab that root and come over. So like,
Yep.
and I kind of fall over. So I'm using like I'm bringing my other hand to the trigger to shoot at him.
Okay.
Is essentially what I'm doing.
Here's what we're going to do then.
Yep.
It's going to be an opposed roll.
Okay.
He's going to go for your blaster rifle.
All right.
So your choice of if you have melee combat, if not, strength or dex.
I'll use Dex. It's my powerhouse. It's a +2,
6 on the wild die.
10, 12.
14.
Okay.
He gets a hold of it. Give me an opposed strength roll.
Yep, that's gonna go well.
Time to employ your ground fighting.
Ooh, 6 on the wild die.
Ooh.
13. It's probably as good as I can do.
Want to look up and over?
Lord.
Do you have any dice
14.
left?
14. I will use a character point.
Okay. I mean, this
Yep.
is just to wrestle control of it.
Strong.
Yep.
It's not like he's immediately going to be it's going to be kind of a struggle.
Actually, you
if
know what
he
I'm gonna
gets it
do?
away,
Yep.
you know,
Here's the thing. He can't shoot you if he doesn't get it away.
Here's the thing.
True.
I'm gonna let it go and immediately reach for my blaster.
nice. Okay. Back on the other side.
So I deploy the fucking flare.
Okay.
I almost get shot. I'm shocked he missed.
You see Alicia on the ridgeline. You see her come up with a rifle. You hit with the flare. You can't even actually really get a good look at it because you're still kind of below the crest, but you see like Orn go up and over, and you hear like shouts and muffled and like grunting.
I go.
You see Alicia rise up. I'm going to let you roll a command and determine who Alicia targets. The sniper or whoever Orn is wrestling with.
Sniper. I'm going to go for the guy Orange with.
Okay. Give me a command roll. The DC 17.
The plot twist is gonna be that this is gonna be her former lover.
Oh, that's awesome. What is it?
17.
What a bad roll. 3 ones. I'll use the character.
All right.
Into the nitty gritty.
She takes the shot. Back on the other side, Matt.
Hot potato.
You catch this thing as Onasi tosses it up to you. You look down and you notice that something's happened to it. These things that were in there that were all spread out. There's some sort of framework inside that's broken, shattered. You see like spider webbing inside, and it starts glowing brighter and brighter and brighter, and you feel heat in your hands. And you reach over the top, and as
I feel like I've held on to it too long already. I'm fucking hugging this bitch down.
You toss it down, and you throw it, and it actually hits the platform, and it rolls, and it catches on the inside of that curved V shield and sticks right there.
Beautiful.
Nice.
But one of these two is looking up at you as you come back over the top. Must have heard you yell, and he takes a snapshot. So give me a dodge. He takes a shot from his blaster pistol at you.
12. I'm gonna spend a character.
Wait. Nope,
Oh,
don't need to.
Thank God.
11.
Cool.
All right, you spike this thing, and just kind of push yourself back from the rock as this two blaster pistol shots come up quick, one into the rock, one into the air. Suddenly, you feel yourself hurled backwards, and you realize Onasi grabbed your ankle and pulls you down off this rock, and suddenly, everything just explodes. Randar, you're taking shots to the side, taking a few shots, looking back, checking Hurlick. You see, as you swing your head forward, you see the dot come up over the top of this thing and just gronk this weapon down to the platform and then disappear from view. You see blaster bolts. You don't know if he got hit or not. And then all of a sudden, you just get knocked back on your ass. Just white light ahead of you, and you are back into the stream.
Yep.
Just drenched underwater. It would be like a cool, like Saving Private Ryan,
Yeah.
like everything kind of goes quiet for a second. P.S. You have tinnitus.
No.
Everywhere in this valley, just this explosion reverberates, shakes every building, every rock, the side of the slope.
That's wicked.
And yeah, it's powerful.
We hear it, I'm assuming.
And a fireball pushes up, probably through the canopy of the jungle.
Fuck.
As it does, you hear close, and you hear ties flying low overhead along either side of the valley, just blasting down into the jungle. You assume they're not targeting points, but just that perimeter shot.
Yep.
Warren, they're pretty close.
Yep.
They're pretty close.
Yep. We're right on the border of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as you are, wrestling with this figure, going for a weapon, trees are exploding to your side. This massive explosion goes off in the valley, and
Nothing is fucked.
what are we gonna do here? Dex roll off.
Do you want to
Let's
do
call it a blast.
another initiative check? Like now that he's got my rifle and I'm going for my pistol?
I will say you can do the highest of either initiative or dexterity. So your initiative would be your perception.
Yep,
So
I'll do
whichever
that.
is higher.
Okay.
Or Argus is turning his head towards this fight as well.
Okay, 11.
12.
Okay.
No, 11. 11.
Take a shot.
Okay. So we're both taking a shot at one another?
Correct.
Great.
DC to hit is 7.
PB.
I got him.
Hey, guess what?
You got you.
He got you.
I got you.
Roll damage and then roll soak.
Okay.
Argus, as you turn, you can't get a good sight of this. You see kind of figures coming up and down. You see
They're in a melee.
they're in a melee, and
Okay.
they're kind of just on the other side of the crest of this. You're close. You see Alicia lean forward, take 2 shots, and you hear ah, and you look above you. The figure rolls to the side. This camouflaged cloak falls off, and you see a woman's face.
Cool.
And you see her grimace holding her arm, and you see Sella.
Shit.
At the same moment, you hear 2 shots ringing out in the other direction. What are you doing?
I'm maneuvering. I'm sprinting towards Orn.
Okay. All right.
And I'm pulling out my boot knife.
Okay.
I rolled an 18 for damage.
Okay.
Are you?
What a blaster pistol is 4. 4?
Unless
That's what
it's
I rolled.
heavy.
Yep.
Yep.
And then it's 5.
Just standard issue blaster.
4.
And what do I got to soak? Because I already
yeah.
rolled. And Getting my character dice out.
18.
So I rolled an 8 so far.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I get
not
plus
bad.
1 with my blast fest, right? Plus 1 against energy.
Yes.
Oh, sick.
8,
Dude.
13,
What do you have for character points?
15. I now have 1 character point left.
Use it.
My
Okay.
God.
And last one.
You're going to use your last character point?
Dynamo.
If it's so you're stunned right now. If you roll 3 or less, you're still stunned. Just to let you know. If you roll 4 or more,
Right, but I can't act if I'm stunned.
But I
no, you can. It's minus 1d.
Okay. All right. Then I will take the stunned.
Okay, probably a good call.
Yeah.
Knowing your dice.
That math shakes out.
Yeah.
You beat him by 7.
Okay.
He's wounded.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say he falls back and lands on that pack against a rock, and you hear the comm frequency go clear,
Awesome.
and you hear calls out. This is Reiko Tack. Reiko Tack. We're 30 seconds out.
Awesome.
Ripley, we are leaving.
Where are we at? Are we still? Is he coming over the ridge right now?
Yep.
Argus.
Yep.
Okay.
Everybody, give me another. Actually, you're tied. So it's 11-11. Roll perception
I'm
as
coming
you
in like
join
fucking
this.
Brock Sampson.
And
Sometimes they do that. They twitch. What am I doing? Perception?
Yeah.
Fucking kid can roll. 14 on 3 dice.
all right. Damn. Randar, as you're down, you see the repulsor lift sled is
Yep.
toast. You look back, and the Alamo is starting to get overwhelmed. You see FCF moving in; they're getting close. You see less shots coming out from inside these positions. Why don't you give me another blaster shot,
Okay.
and
I'm going to
add 1 die for every extra shot you want to take.
Okay.
All right.
While I'm doing this, I look over at the Doc and Anasi and say, Doc, Onasi, we have 30 seconds. Get to the LZ now. I'll cover you. Then I'll take some
What?
Hell yeah.
shots. +1D, you said, for every extra shot?
Doc, Onasi's hurt. That you get up and you grab him. You realize he kind of landed on top of you, and he bore the brunt of that explosion. And he's kind of wobbling. Not really. He's not unconscious, but he's hurt. He's struggling. He's moving slow. If you start running, you're gonna leave him behind.
24 with a 1 on the wild die.
Okay. You know what the 1 is gonna be?
Extra ammo.
You empty the clip.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
But you hold them back. You drop 2 FCF as they're closing up, about to flank your position.
Yep.
You hit 1 in the back. 1 turns and you hit him in the chest and drop it. They start to kind of reorient and stop. Some more shots start coming back, and you ensure it holds.
Yep.
Basically, Doc, what are you doing?
Shit. Are there any FCF near our position?
Not that you've seen.
Does Randar look hurt? No, he hasn't taken any damage, right?
You heard him yell back to you, and you hear him shooting. You kind of see him. He's like half in the stream, taking
Rambo
cover
style.
on the bank. For some reason, he puts a knife in his
He
teeth.
has a bandana around his head.
I will pick up Onasi and try to help him get back across to cover.
Okay. You have stamina or willpower? Willpower is under knowledge.
Does not look like it, no.
No?
Oh, wait,
All right.
yes, I do have willpower.
All right, give me a willpower roll to mind over matter this wounded Kaleri back with you. Back
Well,
up.
that's pretty good. 18.
What'd you get? 18?
Nice job.
Okay.
Nice one.
Fucking sweet. Randa, you're taking these shots, reorient as the FCF that are on the other bank kind of start. They just completely lose the momentum of this attack, and they're kind of holding there. You see eyes kind of nervously moving up too, as you hear repulsor lift engines getting close. And they clearly know reinforcements are very, very close. And you look behind you, kind of actually to your side,
Yep.
and you just see Doc, eyes wide open, with this Kaleri across his back, fireman's carry. Just eyes wide open, mouth open, like just, and just streams past you towards the Alamo.
Jesus. I drop the rifle, take my pistol out, and I hold there, and I'm going to cover anyone's retreat up the side.
All right. Back up on top. Dean, Argus, what did you get for your initiative perception roll?
14.
Yes, thank you.
14. Okay. You come up to the top. You see Orn down, kind of holding his side. Looks like a light grazing wound. He's got a blaster pistol in his hand. And you see a human across from him, compact on his back. You see him have a wound to the leg, and he's got the blaster rifle. They are about 5 feet from each other.
Can I make a play to attack him?
Yep.
I'm going to stab him in his face.
Okay.
Somewhere above the shoulder, so I don't care where.
All right. He tries to swing the blaster rifle to deflect, but he is wounded.
reflection in it now? All right. I guess this is melee, which is ludicrous.
He's hurt!
He's hurt!
I want to cut him where it hurts.
Should I use a force? I kind of wanna. To save my friend.
You're going to use a force point?
Yeah, that's why you're doing it.
Okay.
Yes.
Dear Lord.
There's
all right.
there's something... oh, wait, that's a character point. There's something primal about this.
Guess what it becomes? A little old dark side.
Shh! Stop it! I'm saving Orn.
Yeah, right.
This
I'm
is
saving a career criminal.
I'm helping.
double dice.
Yes. For everything for the round.
Yeah.
Oh, is that how it
Yeah,
works?
it's crazy.
Oh, crap.
That's why it gets
And 3.
Stop
Stop it. Stab him 3 times. I'm gonna stab her fucking 3 times. I'm gonna try to stab. Oh, my strength's double. I'm gonna try to stab him twice.
Okay. 2 separate stabs.
If I feel it. Sick fuck. Oh, that's a roll. Kid can roll.
Let the hate flow through you.
25 on the
right.
first shot.
That's a hit. Give me damage.
1 extra dice to this.
So it's, what do you have, a boot knife?
Yeah.
So it's a strength plus 1 die.
Okay, so this will be with the strength from the force.
Did it have an eagle on it?
If that's what you want to call it.
Not yet. It's about to. Dan, if you're asking, I'm going to put one on it. Okay?
You must be fans of nature. Big bird watchers, the Imperials.
21.
21? Okay. Take your second one.
Can I describe it?
Dean, why are you hard?
What a
Roll the hit. Oh, table's moving. Table's moving.
Fuck, I'm a little uncomfortable over here.
Roll damage.
I mean, that was
That's a hit.
4 plus 1. Double the pip, right? So 40 plus 2 is my
Yep.
strength. I'm fucking Wookiee strong.
He's got that Wookiee strength.
9, 10 on the jaw, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 on the second shot.
17. That's for damage. Okay. Describe how you end this man's life. Using the force.
Wielding the force.
Calling
for
upon
good.
the
Okay.
mystical forces of the
Surrounds
universe.
us. It's within us.
And it binds your hand to the blade, which is being bound.
It doesn't bind anything. It separates him from his soul. All right. So
Good guy stuff.
you guys, I see my friend desperately hurting. He's been shot at point blank range. I come over the ridge, holding a knife kind of like Seagal does in Under Siege. And he turns that rifle towards me, but I get too close. I get too close.
Why are you unbuttoning your pants?
I get too close. And he makes kind of this whimpering noise.
Don't, stop.
He makes this whimpering noise as he realizes that he's been caught in a compromising position, and somehow Argus's academy training comes back to him. The knife seminar he took on a weekend, and we kind of tumble down onto the ground, and I've managed to pin his arm with his own blasters, finger caught on the trigger, and I've managed to straddle the man.
Oh, yes.
And like a crazed Imperial with leather gloves calling upon the dark side, he plunges the knife in a downward motion into the man's chest and looks over at Orn, and they lock eyes. And then he looks back at this man who just thought he was going to be, running the communications rig.
I know how that guy feels.
He's actually a conscientious objector.
Yeah.
And I say, it'll just be a moment now. And I fucking stab him for the second time, which is the kill shot.
Fuck.
I come for the role playing. I stay for the serial killer fanfic.
And I leave the blade in him.
Okay.
And then I turn and I look to my friend and I say, "Are you hurt?"
Orn, you see something in Argus's eyes you've never seen before. Not an Argus.
Psychopathy.
Also pants.
Maybe not in anybody. Out of his eyes. If you have, it was in a very, very dark place in your life, dealing with some very dark customers.
Good to know. I kind of scramble up and
I help him up
Okay.
with a bloody glove.
I look at the body for a second, and I say, like, looking at the body, not looking at you, I say, 30 seconds, sir. ETA.
Yes. I help him up.
On that point, suddenly the only sunlight that is coming in directly into this valley is blocked off. The shadow comes overhead and settles, and you hear the whine of repulsor lift. You see these heavy lines drop down, and suddenly you see Marines and uniform Kaleri fast roping down into the LZ. From up above, vehicle-mounted blasters just start ripping along the northern edge of this valley. The FCF that are still there start kind of, throwing some shots up into the air and pulling back. A lot of them just kind of wildly running, some getting dropped. And Cass drops down into the center. You hear him calling out, and he says, "Reiko Station, on me! We're getting out of here!"
I look for Alicia.
She actually comes running back towards you.
Oh, I was going to give her the fucking Wolverine shit with a gun before we left. But that's cool. She comes over.
Yeah, she says, "The sniper's gone."
So is he.
Her eyes look to the man and look to you. "It's time for you to leave."
I nod.
You start making your way down to the LZ.
Yeah. I say it was an honor.
She doesn't respond. She's on a knee looking down at the destruction in the valley.
Cool.
And her eyes kind of move over both of you with several emotions flowing through them.
I keep my eyes in her hands.
You see, again, clear, not very expressive, but you think you can see anger, respect, maybe fear.
I say, just as I start, like, running back down the hill, I say thank you to her. Just, like, I kind of lock eyes with her, say that, and run.
Yeah, the last look you have at her is just her not responding, staring at you as you run down.
Keep it. Gesture at the knife in the guy's chest.
You think you got my point?
Stick around.
At the bottom, you're rallying around. Hurlik is helping Avas, who's wounded pretty badly. The private, he's conscious, but limping pretty badly over. You see one whole side of his body armor just burned away. and you see sticks kind of dragging the stretcher that Slim was on. One of the other Marines runs over. The perimeter around you guys is about 12 Marines and a half dozen looks like NCC.
Oh, cool.
Nuclear Constabulary. As you get towards these ropes, you realize there's attachment points, and the NCC guys are helping you get loaded. They put some attachment points onto the stretcher, helping guys up in them. There's kind of like these little slips and clips that you can either put your feet into or clip something onto. And as soon as they get them on, you see them signaling up, and just guys getting pulled up one by one. There's about 8 of these ropes, and they start moving up and down pretty quick. Marines kind of just keeping fire up at the ridge line. You hear other craft moving overhead, the ties back and forth. You hear the heavier whine, and as you each take your turn.
I'm gonna go last.
Okay, you who's of the 4 of you, who's up first? You get the wounded guys out first.
I send anybody who's hurt. Orin, go.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, when I get back, because I'm closer
He's
to
banged
them,
up too.
I'm fine.
Oh.
When I'm closer to the little outpost we had, so I was holding there until I see them 2 run down. I say, Orin, get on, Victor. And then
I reach my hand out to you. Just a clasp.
It's bloody.
Shake it.
Well done.
As you look down,
Doc, you're at the LZ. You drop and you roll Anasi off your shoulders onto the ground, and he's hurt pretty bad. He's breathing heavy, and looking up at you. His eyes are kind of like half open. You know, every time he blinks, they kind of slowly reopen, and he's looking up at you kind of starrily.
Does he look like mortally wounded?
He's not definitely mortally wounded, but you're not sure that he will survive without any medical attention.
I will shout for.
He reaches his hand up towards you.
Medikit! I'll start calling out for a medikit, and I'll start trying to.
Argus looks around.
Give some first aid, something to stabilize them before.
Wilfug.
Cass runs over to you, Argus.
Mm-hmm.
Good to see you.
You too.
We got to get out of here.
Roger that. Take him with us. He needs treatment. I point to Anasi.
Cass just kind of nods. Wilfug, you get a med kit, but you get him on a stretcher. A couple of the Marines and NCC help you get him loaded up and pulled up. You as you guys each one at a time. Argus last, aside from some of the escorts coming back up. As you descend up through the canopy, you're looking down at just this scene of devastation. Smoldering fire of their repulsor lift sled, smoke arising from a lot of these trees. You see a few Kaleri faces pointing up at you with open eyes. You see a lot of forms down in the middle, around the sides. You're not really sure whose is whose. And as you come up above the canopy into this NCC craft, the sides are open, kind of are brought into the sides. There's 2 of them hovering here. Circling around you, you see the heavier Imperial Army repulsor lift vehicles with their blaster cannons and quad lasers oriented outwards, occasionally taking shots. The ties, a couple flights circling around you. Just a heavy display of Imperial fire. But your last glance is down below in the valley of Kita, that you have changed forever. And as you all finally get onto these vehicles, Doc, you're getting the med kit out and you start to work on Onasi, and he grabs your hand, he pulls you close. You hear his voice barely above the whine of the pulsars. He says, Mentali, and we'll see you next time.
He made it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're giving him now we're giving him
Thank you guys for listening to another episode of Nastagram. We hope you're enjoying Empire's End. You know the deal. We're going to ask you to spread the word, tell a friend, post about it online, do whatever you can, ratings, review, everything helps. And
get involved. Got a great community over at Facebook at the Nastagram RPG Lounge, or just pop over onto the website, nastagrampod.com. Links to all our socials and bonus content and more coming soon. Our intro music, as always, is by a Wilhelm Scream. Scores this arc are from both Adrian von Ziegler and Antti Marttikainen. We'll be back with another episode next week. Why don't you bring a friend?
That's nasty.
Meanwhile, Matt, what's Randar doing?
I'm sorry?
Who?
Strikes again. It's been a while.
That fucking Carhartt hat. It's your knit cap indoors, kid. It's fucking frying your brain.
Meanwhile...